Welcome back to horse racing today, as we are on terrific Terry Thursday after a not so terrific yesterday with all kinds of horses running wild on the track. Hopefully they don't run as wild today at Guaranteed Tip Sheet today at Sam Houston. Free track today is Sam Houston down in Texas. Make sure you catch that. In the opener, 5 furlongs, race number 1, beginning at 5:30 p.m. Eastern in a maiden special weight. WMA Getaway. That's going to be one of those popcorn races, I think, because usually when they're all, like when the horses are all capitalized, that usually means it's either that like Arabians or something. Who the hell knows? But it should be a lot of fun no matter what it is there, Terry.
Yeah, usually it's Arabians when they capitalize all of the name.
Yeah, I think maybe we should just be the all about Arabian handicapping show. I don't think anybody else does that, Terry. What do you think?
Yeah, it'd be fun. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not? All right, yeah, let's make it happen. Of course, next week, the Kentucky Derby and the Oaks. Oof, I am not looking forward to next Tuesday and Wednesday and maybe Thursday morning because you want to talk about a lot of work, folks. But, hey, we're going to have the data sheets ready and available for every single race on Friday, every single race on Saturday, all of the handicapping, all of the thoughts, all of the analysis. It'll be the most comprehensive package of information you can get on the Derby and the Oaks days anywhere on God's planet. We may not be perfect, but I promise you, you will be prepared. All right, speaking of prepared, Terry, we're prepared to do Keeneland. I think tomorrow's closing day, right there?
Yes.
Indeed. Well, before we get to closing Keeneland tomorrow, let's get to what's cooking on Keeneland Thursday.
All right, it's a mile and 16th, and it's $50,000 maiden claiming race. Purse $55,000 for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
A whole bunch of routes on the card today. Plenty at a mile and a 16th. Early speed does great. 67% of the time they go wire to wire. The rails fair for Mighty Risky, 2 and 3 get a pretty good bonus. 4 and out, a big discount. Terry, 1,000 simulations. We want to know who has the best chance to get the lead. Terry, that's important. When speed wins 2 out of 3 races. So who's got the best chance to make it wire to wire here?
Well, that 4 does. Look at that, 50% chance to do that. And the only thing that's close to it is a 6 and maybe a little bit with the 3.
Yeah, and also to have a good chance to win, especially at the maiden ranks, you have to prove that you can score a speed figure that would win at this level, which is 81. Terry, looks like we only have 2 that meet that threshold.
Yeah, the 2 and the 3 meet the threshold. They've either equaled or exceeded the speed per race for this race. And then all but the 1 and 4 have a really good chance to either equal or exceed the speed race for today. Yeah,
we do 1,000 simulations where we spit out a speed figure. And when we look at that speed figure, we compare it to the par number. And in 319 times, True Class did spit out a projected speed number that would exceed that. See a couple of horses here, particularly the 3-horse Fascinator, had some better pace yet last time out, so a sign of improvement in the beginning and the middle and the end. You also see that the 2-horse had better fractions for the first quarter and half mile, same here. Only class dropper today is the 6-horse Protocol. It's also a horse there, Terry, with a potential parability score in the second career start. So if you take the debut and then you add on up to typical improvement, means that horse can go over par. It also shows Terry a pretty solid jockey-trainer combination.
Yeah, I think that's the best jockey-trainer combination on that 6 there. So we'll have to see how it goes.
So our race shape shows us the 5 wants to be on the lead. Maybe not going to get there today, so could be discouraged. The 3 wants to sit in the co-pilot spot. Looks like it should get the co-pilot spot. 2 wants to close. Yeah, 2 looks like it will close, but maybe a little too far off the pace. All these other horses not within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. Terry, when we overlap today's projected pace with the horse's best race, looks like only 1 horse has a better than 50% chance to get a pace today that it favors.
Yeah, that's 3 Fascinator. Is the only one that really passes that 50% threshold. So
shall we see the 3 also? 7-point last race speed figure edge. We'll have to chase down that 4 with an early race edge in there as well. It is our top late speed horse, Terry. Also our top total pace horse. 5 points equals 1 length. So a little bit more than 1 length better than everybody else down the stretch there, Terry. Who do you think will win the opener?
I'm actually going for another horse, the 6 Protocol. Finished third in her only start. She has a high percentage winning trainer and switched a high percentage winning jockey. And this combo in the last 14 days have been in the money. 14 out of 18 starts with 6 wins, 4 seconds, 4 thirds. Then I like the 3 Fascinator. Finished second in her last start, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. The 5 Vino Bella is my third choice. She ran second in her last race. Her early speed running style helps her chances, and her best start speed is fast among today's starters. Redo, the 2 is my long shot. She drops in class today, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and can handle today's distance. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to start with the 6 horse Terry in my first pick as well. That one is a maiden special weight dropper with that second race par ability that we talked about right here. This sheet's available in the description at YouTube, so just click on the link, and then later on the day, learn to use it for your benefit. The biggest long shot yesterday that won that 5 horse, Terry, was the number 1 rated horse in C-Zone. We actually talked about how its C-Zone score was ahead of everybody else's during the course of the show.
Yep.
Fascinator, that 3 horse, top last race speed figure, was a lucky 7 points better than everybody else. Our good friend Chris Parmalu says, hey, pick horses that finished second in their prior start in maidens because it's his top angle. True Class, the 4 horse, will look to show some of that. Going to be your pace setter here, Terry, as we saw on the data sheet there as well. Should benefit from first-time Lasix and a drop from the maiden special ranks. And then finally, I have the 5 horse Vino Bella, good wine, 3 consecutive speed figure increases in a row. Barry Meadows says that angle hits at more than 15%. 3 good workouts to keep that saw sharp, and potentially a 4th speed figure improvement in this start here, Terry. How long do we have to race number 2? About 2 minutes. So I think race number 2 is a lot of first-time starters. Yes, it is. So we can just basically talk about the conditions and then straight to the picks.
All right, so the conditions on this race is 5.5 furlongs on the turf. It's a maiden $90,000 purse, and it's for maidens 2-year-olds.
Yes, so 5.5 furlongs on the grass. I believe it or not, stalkers. You want to be middle forward. Although 4 out of 9 did go wire to wire. The rail gets a bonus. 2 and 3 a little better than the rail. 4 through 7 gets stuck. 8 and out gets a bonus as well. About the only stats here for race number 2 we want to take a look at yesterday, because that 4 horse that won in all those first-time starters was the top-rated first-timer. We got 3 stars right here, Terry, maximum. It looks like right here that 10 horse, 2.98 out of 3, by far the top-rated. Also has a back bullet workout. Terry, that's also your morning line favorite. Another Wesley Ward horse. Like yesterday with that 1 horse, does he win today?
Well, I like the 10 Longshoreman. He's a first-time starter whose breeding suggests he'll like the grass. His breeding suits today's sprint distance. He has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Barstool, the 12, finished third on the dirt in his only start, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and good workout on April 15th. I like Risk, the 6, first-time starter whose breeding suggests like the grass. His breeding suits today's distance, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Then 8 is my long shot, Tough Critic. He's a first-time starter whose breeding suggests he will like the grass, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey as well. And then I'm going to play the first Miami Vice pick 4. I'm going to use the 6, 8, 10, 12 with the 2, 6, with the 1, 2, with the 2, 5, 8, 9, 10. I believe that's a $40 ticket.
Oh, yeah, I believe it is. You could put another one in the first leg, too. You might want to put the 15 in there, Terry.
Yeah, I meant to put in the I meant to put in the 15. So you're right. I'll do that. Right.
So that 15 horse Daphne Blue last time out was a heavy favorite for Wesley Ward. Didn't fire. Good chance that horse will fire today. Longshoreman, that is our top rated first time starter in there, Terry. But we saw a Ward horse yesterday get off to a brilliant start and then backed up. We saw that with the 15 in its first race. So maybe Wesley's better in the second start. We went through our first time starters. Well, Risk, the 6 horse, is the second best of those. And then Tough Critic, that's the next best of those. So straight down the line, because everybody else is a no. I'm going to do my pick 4, 6, 10, 15, 2, 4, 6, then the 1, 2, and then the 1, 2, 5, 8, and 10. Mine is a $45 ticket, and then a 6, 8, 10, 15, 50-cent trifecta box today. I'm going to do a lot of trifecta boxing today. When the show is over, head on over to horseracingtoday.net. There's a link in the description. You'll see right in the front page right there, you just see Keeneland Picks live stream with today's date. Click on that. You'll get a race replay right here, or show replay, excuse me, with all of our commentary right below there. While you're there, kindly hit on the HRT gear button, just like I did right there. Get yourself a nice number 11 hat. Hey, we're just giving stuff away the last couple of days. 20% off everything for the next 5 days. And who can't afford 20% off everything? Support the show. Look fantastic. Help us grow. Terry, there are a couple of other ways people can help us grow while the race one gets set to go. And why don't you share those?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's very easy to do. It doesn't cost anything. All it takes is to click on the mouse and then go ahead and hit the bell so that you're notified about all of the different programs coming up and when they come up. And then copy the link below and share it with all your friends and everybody you know so they can come check us out. Go to our Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, X at Horse Race, the number 2 day, and give us thumbs up and likes. And that helps us a lot too. And then keep the comments coming like Christopher DeSouza is doing with picks. It really helps us. We enjoy seeing it, and it helps with the algorithms.
Yes. Race 1, Chris likes the 2 with the 3 and the 6 and exact the trifecta box. Folks, you got to have picks somewhere, right? Wherever it is that you're playing the ponies today, let us know all about that, because we're definitely interested in hearing your thoughts, suggestions, your betting angles that are working, your crypto codes, whatever it is that you use to identify winners. Hey, if it works, we want to know, right, Terry?
That's right.
All right, so right now in race number 1, they're all pretty much lined up and ready to go. I see that the 6 horse is a heavy favorite. They're off and they're running. And right now in race number 1, the 4 horse, as we've projected, is on the lead. The 6 horse is in the shotgun position, as we thought those two might be. You got the 7, might get it. Well, actually, the 6 has decided it wants to lead today. So on that maiden special weight drop. So they reversed order there a little bit. Maybe the jockey on the 4 trying to hold a little bit of form in there. You got the 1 to the outside, Mighty Risky, trying to go wide of the 4. Then the 7, then the 3, and then the 2 all the way at the back of the pack. Opening quarter in 24 and 16. I think it might be a touch on the quick side. Could open the door for the horses to come from off the pace. Let's see what they do if they have an opportunity to settle it down in the second quarter. 6 horse, the protocol, your 3 to 5 favorite, continues to pull the cart, 48 and 48. So pretty much the same fractions in the second quarter as in the first quarter, but he's running pretty easily out there. 7 horse is getting engaged now. Take Charge Omaha. Going to go by that 4 horse there. The 4 horse's day is done. Question is, can anybody run down that 6? The 7 horse right now, Take Charge Omaha, the only one looking like it's got a chance, is moving aggressively up through the field after an opening 3 quarters, 113 and 65. Your 6 continues to set the tone, but Terry, that 7 horse going to run right on by him right there. Take Charge Omaha. We got to figure out what we missed with Take Charge Omaha in race number 1. I mean, he won easy, Terry.
Yeah. And of course,
all right. Go ahead.
Well, the 5 was scratched, I guess, in that race too. Late scratch.
Scratch late.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a look at the 7 horse. Was a no contest last time out, right? Boom. 0% C-zone. Well, that was not true. Wasn't going to get the lead. Well, if we look here, he was the 4th rated horse in terms of, actually, if you take out that 5, he would have been the 3rd rated horse in terms of our simulation odds at 6 to 1. So let's see over in here. Oh, look at this, Terry.
Yeah.
2nd rated in our top total pace. As we mentioned, usually the top 4 usually produces the winner. So that's pretty much a good positive there. So a couple of hints there, Terry, that 7 horse might have been a contender to consider in race number 1. We're going to do race number 3 now. Fortunately, nothing risked, nothing ventured, nothing lost in race number 1, Terry. What's happening in race number 3?
Well, it's a mile and 16th. It's an allowance race, $25,000. It's a purse, $69,000 for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claim price of $25,000 or less in 2024 or 2025.
And Terry, best bet today. Race number 7 again?
No, number 8 today.
Race number 8 today. All right, folks. So Terry's best bet coming up in race number 8. Make sure you stay tuned We want you to stay tuned because the longer you stay tuned, the higher our ratings go in terms of search engine scores. So, folks, there is some methodology to our madness, right? Hey, Private Ross, state two codes today. That's right. Good. Glad to see you there. Saludos, Jose Llovera. Gracias para tu attendance. I don't know how to say for joining us in Spanish. Maybe I should learn. I can know that I've learned that a mile and a 16th, well, early speed usually wins unless you're the 6 horse and you're 3 to 5, and then the 7 horse overruns you when you have hints and all the data and you don't pick them. But the rail is fair. 2 to 3 get a big bonus. 4 and out usually get a discount unless you're the 7 and you run by the 6 at the end of the opener there, Terry. Well, in race number 1, we saw a closer close in on that. So it looks like the 7 is a strong closer in race number 3. Will history repeat itself, Terry, or will the front round be able to go out there?
Yeah, you can see there that 4 shows lots of early speed, 65%. So it could get out of that gate and get to that quarter pole first.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't look like the 4 has hit par so far, but not that off.
No, the 5 and all but the 3 and 4 have hit equaled the speed for today's race or exceeded it. But the 3 and 4 have come really close to doing that in the past. Mm-hmm. And then all but the 3 will have a really good chance today to do the same. 7 shows the best numbers as far as exceeding or equaling the speed race today.
7 also looks like it's a little bit of overlay, maybe some others in there to consider.
Yeah. As far as that goes, the 5 shows overlay from 15 to 1 to 20 to 1, and the 7's overlay is 2 to 1 to 4 to 1.
As long as he doesn't get scratched again, the 5. So here we see our race shape here. This one's pretty fair. 3 that want to be forward, 4 that want to be backwards. These 4 in here with a little bit of versatility. The 4 horse in this case, Terry, unlike in that first race there, that one does have that early speed advantage, but also looks like he's going to be very comfortable up there.
Yes, he got 90% or a little over 90%, so he'll be very comfortable in this race, followed up by that 7 horse.
7 again, 4 and 7, speed and closer. What the hell is going on there? 7's also in the second spot in our top 4 there, Terry. Will history repeat itself? 2, 7, 4, and 3 in race 3, our top 4 total pace horses in there, Terry. You got the 1 horse, you have the 4 horse, you have the 6 horse dropping in class, the 2, the 3, and the 7. They're moving up a little bit, only the 5 running at the same level. Terry, once again, we see 1 horse in here with a little bit stronger connections than the rest.
Yeah, the 2 shows the best jockey and trainer combination for this race as far as I'm concerned.
So who shows the best combination of handicapping indicators, Terry, to get the top of your ticket?
Well, I like the 6, Windy Walk. She had plenty of trouble in her last race, so I'll throw that race out. And the prior start, she had won 4 races in a row prior to that. Drops in class today, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like the 2, Lady Emily Catherine. She finished second in her last race as a favorite, but she has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 26% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Number 1 bestseller has won 2 races out of the last 4 starts. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and a bullet workout, 5 furlongs on April 17th. And then the 3 is my long shot, has won 2 races in a row, goes for a hat trick. Her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 37% of the races when taking a horse from an all-weather surface to a dirt surface. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to go with Lady Emily Catherine. This sounds so royal. That horse should go over to the Ascot. Anyway, second start after a layoff for the first time in more than a year. That indicates to me it's a solid horse. It's finally healthy or back to firm fitness. Windy Walk. This horse has won 2 out of its 3 races at Keeneland. Decent set of workouts prepping for this today. Classic performer, a very solid performer, consistently runs a similar race, outing after outing. And this one should be on the lead there, Terry, with that robust C-zone score. We've seen those front runners get to the front with those high comfort zone readings and stay up there from beginning to end. And then Penn Street should be better in the second start after a layoff and does have a nice pair of workouts in between races. No additional bets for me in race number 3. Race number 4, 9 races to go today at Keeneland, Terry. So we get one bonus race relative to what we usually do. What's happening in the 4th?
It's a mile 16th claiming race, $20,000 claiming price, purse $49,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
So yeah, what is that? 3 out of the first 4 races are a mile and a 16th. So we should have a good indication by this one if it's going to be the closer, if it's going to be the speed. We'll take a look at that. But so far during this current meet, speed's really been the way to get to the winner's circle, at least at this distance, with 2 out of 3. Commanding the lead at the end and commanding the winner's check when they wave the checkered flag. The rail for River Ridge is pretty fair. 2 and 3, they get a little bit of extra octane, 4 and out. Wow, they have to work harder than the rest. So looking at our early speed here, Terry, on the inside 3 in race 4, that could work. Got a couple in there, but looks like they'll be challenged by 1 on the outside.
Yeah, the 1 and 2 show some speed, but that 6 shows more speed than both of those. And so if the 6 gets a good break and a good decision by the jockey, should get to that quarter pole first.
And it looks like really only one horse in here so far is proven on the track, not in your handicapping or in projections, that it can hit that speed figure of 87.
Yeah, that's that 7 horse, JR's Gifts, only one that's equaled or exceeded. But as you can see there, all but the 3 and 6 have maybes, and they've came within 5 points of doing that in the past.
I would imagine this race, it's open. We might find some value for betting in here.
Yeah, you got the 5, which is 4 to 1 to 8 to 1, and you have the 8, which is 5 to 2 to 6 to 1.
And just about everybody moving up in class a little bit. One class dropper in here, that is the 7 horse. We see here a bunch of horses that showed some great improvement from beginning to end in the last race. A lot of dots in there, letting you know horses that showed some signs of life, as Tom puts it. 3 of them that showed better fractions in the opening quarter mile and then better fractions in the second quarter mile, Terry. Again, here, for whatever reason, they like to stack jockeys and trainers, Terry, and they did it again.
Yeah, the 2's got the best jockey trainer combination for this race, according to the data.
Yeah, if we look down here in our speed chart today, Terry, this is the high water mark relative to everybody else in the race for speed figure. That's the low water mark. The red dot's their average race. If you look over here, it looks like the 7 has the most upside, the only horse to hit par so far. It looks like its average race, too, is better than the top part of most of the other horses. So we take a look at our race shape here. The 7 wants to close, Terry. Kind of low on that C-zone score here. This race shape should favor horses that are middle forward. Terry, of these 1, 2, 3, and 5, any of them stand out from a C-zone standpoint?
Well, yeah, look at the 3 has 79.6%, and then the 6 follows up with the 78%. So those 2 have the best C-zone numbers.
Yeah, indeed. So we have another big edge over here, too. Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death. 10-point speed figure edge over all of the other horses. Andrew Beyer says a 3-point hurdle is a lot to overcome for the rest of the horses in the field. That means everybody's got to get better, or that one has to regress a lot. Terry, what will it be?
Well, I like Give Me Liberty in the 2 in this race. He's won his last race at Gulfstream Park. He has the highest last race speed rating, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer, River Ridge. The 1 is my second choice, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, and this trainer wins 36% of the races after claiming races, and it can improve while returning to the dirt. JR's Gift drops in class today, his best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and he likes the distance. He's the 7 horse. The 8 is my long shot, drops in class today. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 33% of the races when dropping a horse down 2+ classes, and he has a high percentage winning jockey.
Well, I think that 10-point speed figure is going to be a lot to overcome. And since then, that horse has 5 workouts, so there should be no dip in performance today. River Ridge, classic 3rd start after a layoff. Expect more out of that guy today. JR's Gift, as we saw in our race sheet here, our smart sheet, as we're going to call them. That one's the only horse with a par race. It's the only one in here that's proven it can win at this level, and it's the only one in here that's dropping in class. So there's a lot of onlys in that mix. Pritchard. Well, you take off the P, it becomes Richard, and then I have to take that horse in there. As Terry pointed out, it is our top C-zone horse. All of the race internals last time were better from the beginning to the middle to the end. That's usually a good sign. And the only other time this horse made it 2 races in a row without heading to the sidelines, that second race saw a big pop in performance. So I'm hoping that 3 hits the board in my 1, 2, 3, 7, 50-cent trifecta box for race number 4. Race 5 is the cornerstone race. It's the one that connects the first half of the card to the second half of the card, Terry. It's also going to connect the first half of the show to the second half of the show. So let's go.
All right. It's a mile and a half, so it's a marathon turf lounge race, $120,000 purse, and it's for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won a race other than a maiden claiming or starter, or which have never won 2 races.
Yeah, yesterday we saw one of these mile and a halfers, and Irad got out on the horse, the 3-horse, the one I thought had a good chance. I didn't think he was going to go to the front, to be honest with you. That's not why I played it, but he went out to the front. He ran slow fractions and still got stampeded at the end. Well, 4 races so far, all of them have been closers. You had a winner from post position 1, 2, and then another from 2 and 3. And 3 of those horses that won came from post positions 4 through 7. All closers, 1 winner from post 2 or 3, most of them from 4 through 7. So be a closer, stay off the rail. You got a good chance, Terry. So let's end race number 5. Instead of talking about the early speed, it does look like one has a good chance to get out there by itself. Let's talk about the ones that are going to be coming at the end, because it looks like, well, that's where the race will be won.
Yeah, take a look at that 5, 10, 6, and 9. They're going to be closing at the end of this race, and they have a really good chance. I like closers in marathons, with especially on the turf. So
yeah, if you look here, they're all closers, Terry. Bang, everybody except the 12. 12 horse is a co-pilot in there. Some of these horses are going to left arrow, Terry, and it looks like, according to our first call leaders, looks like the 2-horse could left arrow. Looks like the 4-horse could left arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all of them are potential left arrow horses. Of these left arrow possibilities, any of them standouts from a good trip today?
Yeah, actually, you've got the 11 shows the most. Take a look there, but they all show pretty nice. Several of them are over 50% as far as C-zone. So a lot of these horses are going to be very comfortable running this race.
Yeah, so we just match these races up to their best performances to see who's got the best chance to get a race today that fits. Against that Chardonnay horse yesterday that paid a lot, was a standout C-zone horse on the day, and it stood out at a big price. The 1 horse has the most upside according to our chart here. It's average race, Terry. It's at the top of most of the races for all of the others. 1 horse also, Terry, has a par race and an overlay. Any other par race overlay types?
Well, you can take a look there. That one, as you said, 3 to 2 to 15 to 1, but the 7 also has an overlay from 9 to 2 to 15 to 1. It's a maybe, so it got within a certain amount of points to do that in the last race, but it also has a 32% chance to do par plus in this race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see a lot of these horses with a chance to get above par. Most of them close so far to achieving that. Most of them with some form of improvement in their last race. You got 2 class droppers in the 4-horse and in the 10-horse. Gary, this will probably be a jockey trainer type race, and there's a few of them perhaps to point out.
Yeah, the 10 has the best jockey, followed up by that 8-horse, and also the 2. But I think the 2 is the best jockey trainer combination for the race.
Mm-hmm. In this race, top 4, well, you got a tie down here. So, and even the 1-horse not that far off. This looks like a very competitive race from our top total pace. But if one of the winners comes out of the top 4, you'll be looking at the 9 to 4, the 7 and 8. Who are we looking at with your picks?
Well, I like in this race the 10, Steadfast Resolve. He finished 3rd versus Similar in his last race, winning the prior 2 starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like British Isles, the 8, finished poorly in his last race as a favorite, but it has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 26% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, and he has a high percentage winning jockey, My Boy Tony, the 2. 3rd choice, ran 2nd in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 9, the Dover Spectre, is my long shot. He ran 2nd in his last race at Turfway Park, has a highest last race speed rating and a good workout on April 17th at 4 furlongs. No additional bets for me.
Second race has an odd code in the 6th for some risks, so keep an eye out for that. In this race, our good friend Jose Llovera, because I think those two L's make a y sound. Is that right, Jose? Let me know if that's true or if it's a hard L. I want to make sure we get that right. For me, I like the 2-horse, My Boy Tony. You know, that's the guy that comes to collect the money when you don't pay up, Terry. My boy Tony, right?
Yeah.
He is a third arrow. He's a left arrow, making the classic third start after a layoff. And the resume says, hey, that third race after a layoff is going to look a lot like the second race after a layoff. And that second race after a layoff would be good enough to win this race. So why not? Put left arrow Tony up there because he's going to collect at the end like good Tonys do. Steadfast Resolve, that 10-horse is my next choice. Has some of the most late speed in this race, Terry. And the only other time that jockey Irad Ortiz was on this horse, guess what they did together, Terry?
They won.
They won indeed. British Isle, that's next. Par runner, third race after a layoff, has a smoking hot workout between races, so could be primed to live up to that morning line status. And then I agree with you, Jose. I'm going to go with the 1-horse. Mount Rundle, that is that big overlay, 3-2 simulation favorite, and is the only horse in the field that has a recent triple-digit speed figure. Hit a hundo. If that horse can hit a hundo again today, rev up the engine to those RPMs, guess what, Terry?
He could really win this race.
He is the winner for sure. I'm going to go with the 1, 2, 8, 10, 50-cent trifecta box, hoping that Jose and I, great minds thinking alike, put a long shot in the winner circle together today. How long do we have to race to, Terry? Plenty of time?
We have about 9 minutes, so yeah.
That means we'll make it to race number 7 before we need to take a break. All right, race 6, Terry, is on our itinerary for right now in the next 9 minutes. What do we got?
All right, in race 6, we're going to go to 6 furlongs. It's a maiden race, $110,000 purse. It's for maidens, filly, 3-year-olds.
Yes, and for 6 furlongs, 3/4 is a mile, 36% of the time. Horses that win do so on the lead. Strong rail for Wildfire Princess. 2 through 7, they get smacked around a little bit, Terry. Like, remember in the old days when the barbers used to lather up before they would shave you? That's what happens to those horses. 8 and out, that's the strongest place to be. A lot of, again, first-timers up in here, Terry. So speed matters, but the data is a little bit thin for race number 6. So there's other things that we'll pay attention to. But if speed does matter, where do you want to go?
Well, that 9-horse, that outside horse, has the most speed, but it's 5's pretty close to it. So they can both break pretty good. They can both go to the quarter pole head-to-head.
So if we take a look at this race, Terry, a bunch of first-time starters in here. You can see down here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, 6 of them. So half of the field, a little under half of the field.
Yeah.
You got to pay attention to this column right here. It is key. Only 1 horse so far, the 9, has proven it can win at this level. The 10, not too far behind, only 5 points. So what we're looking at over here is our first-time starter matrix and our second race par ability, but nothing showing up in that column. So when everybody's no, you got 1 yes, you should be picking out of this column, and the 1 yes, that 1 yes did show better fractions, better pace last time out. That means that horse was on the rise. 16-point speed figure better than everybody else, and 20-point total pace advantage over all of the other experienced horses. Looks like you got to take the 9 and then some order of horses that are starting for the first time today, Terry. And how did you put them together?
Well, I went ahead and took, the 9, Velvet Devil. She has been knocking at the door, finishing second in her debut races, 2 debut races. And she has the best start speed among today's starters. She has a good 4 furlong workout on April 12th. And I like the 10, Tickin' Time Blonde. She tried turf in her last race without very much success. Now returns to dirt, where she's finished in the money in 3 of her 4 career starts, and she has a high percentage winning trained jockey. Magical Day, the 5, is my third choice. Finished second in her last race. Lasix is added, and she has a bullet workout on April 12th. And then a first-time starter, Me and Molly McGee, the 4, has a sire that wins 21% of the races with first-time starters. The breeding suits today's sprint distance. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and a bullet workout, 4 furlongs on April 16th. Lots of boxes marked off. I'm going to play the last Miami Vice pick 4 Don Johnson, pick 4. It's a 4, 5, 8, 9, 10 with the 6, 8, 11 with the 5 singled. And then I'm going to finish up with the 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, and 12. I think that's a $45 ticket.
Well, I'm going to start here with the 4 horse. Me and Molly McGee. Isn't that like a Janis Joplin song? You were around back then.
Yeah, good one.
Was it Me and Molly McGee or Me and Mr. McGee? I forget.
No, Me and Molly McGee. No, me and, oh, geez, I can't remember now.
Yeah, it's a classic scratchy voice. Probably the greatest rock and roll female singer of all time.
I love her.
In my list, anyway. All right. So anyway, was it Me and Mr. McGee? Something like that.
No, it wasn't Mr. I think it might be Molly McGee.
All right. Well,
Or
somebody
John.
will let us know in the comment section.
Yeah, Billy McGee, something like that.
Something McGee. All right, but that one anyway. Forget all the McGees. This one, 3 of 3 first timer, and that's our score over here. You see, and this horse just if you look at that series of workouts this horse has, it's just off the charts.
Mm-hmm.
And then Velvet Devil, that 9 horse, that's probably going to be your prohibitive favorite in there. Rerun either of her first 2 races, probably has a pretty good shot to win. But it's had 2 chances to win already and has it. But those strong workouts in between races say she's going to be a handful to take down today. See why you wouldn't want to be ya. All right, the 12 horse. That one is another one of those 3 of 3 first-time starters. So, hey, you see those numbers. Got to include that guy in your picks. The workouts are solid enough. And then finally, the 1 horse is my final choice, 2.93. It is barely rated over the 7. But that back bullet also means that horse has some potential in there as well. My pick 4 is going to go 1, 4, 9, 12 with the 1, 9, 11, 12 with the 3, 5, 8. And I'm going to close it out with the 5 and the 13, Terry. You don't have the 13, so only the 5 horse is one we can both come across. 1, 4, 9, and 12 are going to be my 50-cent trifecta box here. Again, another day where I feel like if you hit one trifecta box, you're probably going to pay for your Benny and the bets on the day. Bobby McGee, thank you.
Thanks, Barry.
I knew we were close. Hot in Detroit now. I may do mow my lawn with electricity and early. All right, let me go ahead and do the Tesla lawnmower. It looks like Elon needs all the sales he can get after yesterday's earnings report. Race number 7, Terry. 9 horses, 9 races to go today. We should be able to make it through race number 7.
Yep.
We had a bunch of mile and a 16th so far, but this one changes a little bit.
Yeah, it's going back on the turf like that marathon was on the turf. It's an allowance race, $130,000 purse for 4-year-olds and upwards, which have never won $18,000 twice other than a maiden claimant starter or state bred, or which have never won 3 races.
You know, I think I screwed up the profile of a winner here, Terry, because I just copy and pasted in dirt. So I don't know what the profile of a winner is.
Oh, boy.
Well, I got to make at least one mistake, or today's show wouldn't be like any other show, right?
That's right.
Yeah, our show is like a rose, folks, right? You look at a rose, it's a beautiful gift. But much like a rose, the flower is nice and impresses the ladies. But like life, there's some thorns in there. So this is today's thorn, folks. All right, so if it's speed, Terry, in race number 7, who's the horse that you want to look at? Oh, wow, it looks like a bunch of.
Yeah, they all have pretty much pretty good speed. So I think it's anyone's guess race.
I think the reason I don't have any data on here, Terry, is because they have run so few races. That's why everybody over here, there is no data to compare it to for your par numbers. That's why everybody's a yes. That's why everybody is a 100%. So they don't have anything to compare it to. So when you're running against 0, anything is possible.
That's
so
right.
If anything is possible, Terry, we probably want to look at the best possibilities to catch value.
Yeah, look at the 1 has a 3-1 to 6-1. The 8 has a value from 7-2 to 10-1. 9 is 7-1 to 15-1, and that 13 is from 13-1 to 20-1.
Yeah, and then over here we do see the 9 has a 4-point last race speed figure over everybody else. Down here, Terry, looks like this race, everybody kind of wants to clump in the back. I got to guess the closers are probably going to do all right in this race. But if you're looking for somebody that's going to get a trip that really fits its favor, it looks like there's one horse that's a lot better than the rest.
Yeah, that 9, Hold My Bourbon, has a really good C-zone number. It's a 93% plus. Yeah. So it should feel very comfortable.
In a way, it reminds me a lot of that yesterday with that 5 horse, right? Because it looked a lot like this. Yeah. And that 5 horse was a liquor-related horse. We got to Hold My Bourbon, another liquor-related horse. So maybe today's 9 will be yesterday's 5 in there, Terry, with that top last race speed figure. Over here, Terry, jockeys and trainers could make a difference. Looks like there's plenty of good combinations to think about.
There are 6 has the best jockey, 7 the best trainer, but I think the 11 has the best jockey trainer combination.
Intellect, good pick. So down here, our top 4, 2, 8, 9, 5 in our top total pace. A lot of those horses came home in the winner's circle yesterday. Terry, who's coming home in the winner's circle today?
Well, I like Oscar Season the 8 when his last race at Gulfstream Park has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and likes the distance. Then I like the 11 Intellect. Comes in from Europe after winning 2 races in a row and looking for a hat trick. His best start speed is fast among Teddy starters. He has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 31% of the races in the first route race the horse he trains runs in. And he has a high percent winning jockey. The 6, my third choice, has won 2 races out of the last 3 starts, drops in class today, has a high percent trainer and jockey. I like the 3 as my long shot. He finished in the money in 4 races out of 5 career starts, winning 2 of the races and drops in class today. No additional bets for me as I'm saving my bet money for the next race.
So I got the 12 Royal Majesty. That horse has won 2 out of 2 at this distance. Good turf breeding. Definitely seen much tougher fields than it's catching today. I'm kind of surprised. Intellect, that horse is coming in from France, Terry, where it finished in the money 8 out of 9 races. Great breeding for this horse for the turf as well. My only question and concern is that the level of competition that it faced over there is not the highest level. I usually like to see some group competition against top or higher level horses in the U.S. Depiction, this one's been off for a while. It is a PC type, Terry. It is our simulation favorite. The last time this horse ran at this low of a level, he won. And it was the first off the bench like today. So they're in this race for a check. And then Hold My Bourbon, Terry, that 5 horse yesterday, alcohol horse, Hold My Bourbon, alcohol horse, top last race speed figure, top Z zone, great workout in between races. So maybe this horse is just finding its stride. 1, 9, 11, 12 is my trifecta box. And let's talk about race number 2. Well, it looks like we have a late scratch in race number 2 again, Terry.
Oh boy.
The 14 in race number 2 is coming out. So neither one of us have that in our picks anyway. So we got a little bit of time, I guess, before they're going to do race number 2, Terry. It won't take too long to switch the 15 over to the 14 on the post position. So while we do that, just a reminder that today we do have some free picks at Sam Houston. It's a guaranteed tip sheet. You're going to want to get over there, get yourself set up and ready because the Kentucky Derby, Kentucky Oaks, just a week away. Very big stuff in there. Race 7, you like the one, Jose? Good pick, I think, right? Still hot in Detroit. When the show's over, we will timestamp all of the races in YouTube. You can come back and watch them at your leisure. Again, in the description in YouTube, our race data sheet is available. Soon, every North American track that runs thoroughbreds, all of this information will be available for you soon. We hope you support us by subscribing. We'll tell you when and where and how as soon as that is available. When the show is over at guaranteedhorseracingtoday.net, all of our comments, all of our thoughts, as well as a race replay right there. Hit that HRT gear button. Get yourself a number 11 hat or a number 5 hat or whatever your lucky number hat is. If that's 7, 13, 10, 11, purple, whatever, your favorite color. 20% off while you do it right now. And then tomorrow we will do Shatin, I have been told by Thomas, will be our race of choice. So you're going to want to tune in for that. And not to miss it, Terry, what do you got to do?
Well, you got to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell so that it notifies you about like Foreign Fridays, what time they're going to start. Go ahead and copy the link below and share it with everybody you know so that they can come check us out. Go to our social sites at Horse Race, the number 2 day. They're scrolling down at the bottom there. Give us a thumbs up and a like. Keep the comments and picks coming as we really enjoy to interact with our audience. And also it helps with our algorithms.
Indeed. So they're trying to get these horses in there, as you can imagine. These 2-year-olds are not necessarily cooperative, Terry.
This is a race I love because I would take the 10 and do a $1 exacta key box with all. I love doing that, especially in Europe. I get a lot of big priced exactas doing that. So
you don't even need to do that. You just need to tune into Tom and I's show because we pick those long shots right on top of our tickets.
That's true. That's true.
Well, last week we had that 13 horse that went to the lead and stayed there. And I put in my comments that if the track gets upgraded, upgrade the horse. And well, that worked out. So thankfully for that. So we'll see what kind of great thoughts we have for Shawton tomorrow, probably around 1 o'clock Eastern time. Again, like Terry said, if you subscribe and share our content, you'll know all about it, probably about 30 minutes before we go live. But we do try to keep our calendar kind of tight. Next Monday, we'll do parks. I probably 80-90% chance we'll be off Tuesday. I have an event for my son. So every now and then, life events take precedent. We'll be back Wednesday. I'm not sure where, probably Churchill or Horseshoe, Indianapolis, since Keeneland is over. Thursday will be Churchill as we prep and get ready. Barry asked about if we'll do something. I'm sure we'll have some thoughts about the Kentucky Derby, Kentucky Oaks. Maybe we get together Friday morning and do that. I know Tom and I plan on talking about like all the foreign entries on Friday on Kentucky Oaks Day. So you might want to tune in for that. We'll probably have some thoughts for some of our favorite horses on Derby Day as well. All right, Terry. Well, we're trying to get them all in there. Some of them are cooperative. Some of them aren't. Some are obstinate. Some are obedient. Let's see. I think they're trying to get the last one in there, and they'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
So they're all set. Just waiting for the starter. I think we might get delayed again because one horse threw the jockey off, reared up. Or am I wrong about that? I don't know. Looks like they're coming back to the gate. Somebody didn't want to go in there. So you had the 3 and the 6 horses decided that they want to misbehave, Terry.
Oh, boy.
Tiempos buenos. So good times. Not such good times if you're the jockey on that or you're a better. But 94-1, why not? And risk apparently is a bigger risk right now for Luis Saez. All right, so they're all backing out again. So what the hell? All right, so you know what that means, Terry? Let's go off to race number 8 and keep an eye on what's going on here. It's probably going to be a minute as they inspect these horses. So the first leg of the daily double is race number 8.
That's right. And it's my pick of the day. So we'll be talking about that. It's 6 furlongs, allowance race, $120,000 purse for 3-year-olds, which have never won 2 races.
So for 6 furlongs, take a look out for horses that have early speed. 36% of the time, the horse that wins the race to the quarter-mile marker wins the race to the finish line. Strong rail for sexagenarian. 2 through 7 get penalized. 8 and out is the strongest. Terry, we want some speed either on the inside or the outside in race number 8. And the Buffalo Girl on the outside has the giddy up and go.
That's right. That 8 horse shows the most speed, so it could get out of there and get to that quarter pole first.
It looks like all of them, Terry, can hit par today.
Yep.
And all of them can do it again.
Yep, that's true.
So anyone that might be a good value out of all these yeses?
Well, that 4 can be 4 to 5 to 6 to 6 to 5. Also, 11 to 1 to 30 to 1. That's the 5 I was saying is 4 to 5 to 6 to 5. And then the 8 is 6 to 1 to 12 to 1.
All of these horses, a lot of them dropping. Again, not much in the way of races here to really measure it against. You got 2 of them with second race par ability in here, Terry, with the 4 and looks like the 5 horse. That number 102, that's stakes level caliber stuff. Also 6-point last race speed figure edge over everybody else. Look at that late speed edge, 24 lengths, a little more than 4 lengths, 20. That 5 gets off to anything remotely close to a good start. How are they going to hold that one off there, Mr. Terry?
I don't know.
Our race shape does favor other horses, though, in there, Terry. Looks like a couple of them really strong chance to get races to their liking today.
Yeah, that 6 is very comfortable, followed up by the 2 and the 1. So there's several horses in here that's going to feel comfortable running this race.
All right. And then as far as, look at that 5 horse, that speed chart, lone race up there. Big chance to pop, good, strong second race ability in there, big speed figure edge, Terry. This is your bet of the day?
It is. I like the horse in here as my bet of the day is the, 5 Ancient World. He debuted, won his debut race at the fairgrounds. His best dirt speed is fast among today's starters, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. UW, the 3, won his debut race at 4.5 furlongs and now stretches out to 6 furlongs and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Walking in Memphis, the 7, was only beaten 2 lengths versus similar on the turf than his last start, and can improve at the shorter distance. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I like the 1 as my long shot. He has a win and a second in his 2 career races. Hasn't raced for more than 7 months, but has a bullet workout on April 2nd and has a high percentage winning jockey. I like to bet 40 to win on number 5, and then a $5 exacta 1, 2, 3, 7 with the on top with the 5 second, and then I like the 5 on top for $10 with the 1, 2, 3, 7. That's it.
Just now, Risk is going to run in there, Private Ross. It looks like 12 and 15 look good in the paddock. You like that? I like the 15 in my picks in there too, for sure. I'm going to go with the 5 horse 2. I think that's the one that beat that second. Race par ability says that it could be a stakes level horse. UW, the 3 horse, easy win in its debut at 4.5 furlongs. Going a little bit longer today. I think that more ground to cover works out. Nice workout since. I think all the boxes are checked for that guy right there, Terry, to be the potential upset horse. Mischief River, the 8 horse. I don't know about this one here, Terry. It's a $500,000 horse. Came out strong. They ran it up through the ranks, ran in grade 1s, Terry. They thought they have something here. Speed, and now Lasix for the first time today as a 3-year-old. Maybe that Lasix, look out if he gets the lead. He may never give it up. And according to our numbers here, 36% chance that horse is the one they'll all have to pass at some point.
Yep.
And then number 1, Sexagenarian. I just wanted to say that, Terry. Right? Sex sells, as they say. Was a tough call for me over the 2 and the 7 for this spot right there, but I just feel like it has more upside in only its 3rd career start and with that rail bonus. I'm going to do a $2 exacta key box with the 8 horse with all, because if he goes off at 12 to 1, he has far more than 12 to 1 potential based upon what they saw on that horse. All right. Well, what I'm seeing in race number 2 is a whole bunch of horses right now competing. I don't know what the hell just happened right here. Race number 2. I got like 50,000 screens open up right now. So in race number 2, right now, you have the 2 on the lead. I don't know who's out there. The 10, the 12, the 11. There's a whole bunch of horses out there. The 6, I don't know what happened to the 15. Did he just get off to a horrendous start? Tough to say. So the 10 horse, the big favorite, has strode its way into contention. The 15 is coming up wide. Yeah, I think the 10 horse, she's just going to run away with this, Terry. I don't know who's going to come in next. It looks like it's going to be the 10. Looks like the 8's going to find his way into second. And the 8 might just run by him, which is going to be crappy because, once again, yep, that's what's going to happen. How the hell does that happen all the time, Terry?
I don't know.
Every time I leave one out, he runs by at the end. I mean, what?
Yeah, seems like you're really jinxed on that, aren't you?
I mean, it happens every time.
Yeah, I love horses that close on the turf. The turf, to me, I love turf races and horses. So many times I see that closers come like that, like this 8 just did, and go right on by that front runner.
Yeah, but we had absolutely no idea what his running style was going to be, right?
Nope.
Because he's a first-time starter. He was, again, if you go to race number 2, the first-time starter, the 8 horse. He was the 3rd-rated first-time starter in a field of no's. I mean, whenever you get that, you got to put those horses in there, Terry. And I just stopped at that one because I figured, well, the first time the second rated one or the other first time rated one would get there first. But I think I'm just going to stop doing that. And then races where they're all no's, any of the first time starters I put in my picks are going to make it into my pick 4s, because that was just, that's what, like the 4th day in a row that's happened. It's just enough to make you wonder if the universe is working against you, right?
That's right. Yep.
All right, well, let's see if the universe doesn't work against me in race number 9. What's going on here? Another one. You know what? I'm changing all my bets right now, Terry. Go ahead.
All right. Well, in race 9, we're going to go to a mile on the turf. It's a maiden race, $110,000 purse, and it's for maiden fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. So
at 1 mile on the turf, yesterday we saw another closer come in, and the last race was mile on the turf. They've had 5 of them. All 5 of them won by closers. 2 came from the rail. and then 2 from post 4 through 7 and 1 from 8 now. So it looks like for the most part, post positions don't really matter that much. Closers, Terry, again in the final race on the turf. That's where you want to go. And boy, there's one closer in here with a big edge over everybody else.
Yeah, that's right. Excuse me. The 5 and the 7 actually show the most speed here, as you can see, but they're pretty close to one another. They could go head to head and do something there, but you got the 2 and that 12 are pretty good closers according to the data there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that 13 should be flying at the end, about a length and a half better than everybody else. 5 horse with a top last race speed figure, 9 points better than everybody else. That means everybody else got to come down, go up, or that one's got to come down. Terry, a couple of them in this race looking for their maidens, though, that have proven they can cross that speed figure line of 82.
Yeah, that's true. The 5 and the 13 both show that they've done that in the past, and then the 3, 4, 7, and 12 have come within 5 points of doing that.
As far as our proving horses, a lot of them with up arrows, so all of these showing some signs of life. I like when they have 2 or more, so you got 4 of them with that. The 3 horse showing better pace, better fractions. The 13 horse doing the same there. Only a couple class droppers in this case. We do get a bunch of first-time starters. Again, you got mostly maybes or no's. You got to look at that 5. You got to look at that 13. You got to look at this group of first-time starters, especially those with some strong workouts. Our race shape in here, Terry, most of the horses want to be middle forward. Should favor closers in here. That's what the track bias says as well. And it looks like the closer on the outside, the most likely to see a race today that fits its running style.
Yeah, you're right. The 13, Rich, will feel very comfortable in this race.
And then finally, our top 4 total pace horses, 5, 13, 7, and 4. Take them home, Terry, in the final race of the day today.
Well, I like that 5. Comes in from Santa Anita after finished second, only losing that race by a nose, and stretches out some. I think that'll work in her favor, as she seems to want to close. Her best turf speed is fastest among today's starters, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. A lot of boxes, I think, marked off. And then 6 Spine. Her dam has 1 winner from 3 starters, but no turf winners. And she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like the 11 as my third choice, as a first-time starter whose breeding suggests she'll like the grass, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. Number 12, Take the Note of this, is my long shot. She finished second in her only start at Keeneland, has a high percentage winning trainer, and wins 21% of the races when using. This trainer wins 21% of the races when using second-time Lasix with the horse he has running, and she has and she has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here, as I'm out of money.
I'm going to take that 13 with all those late legs there, Terry, at a distance where closers have won them all. 5 of 5. The 5 horse, Hailston Rose, that's next on my list, going to go long for the first time in its career today. Seems to be a far superior horse since they switched it onto the turf course. Lady Lily Lou is our top-rated first-time starter versus the rest of the fields that are maybes and no's, so I'm putting that one in there. And then Scarletta Caprietta, right on the heels for the 9, the top first-time starters. But I think the 12 horse is my next pick. So that's probably the one that's going to be your winner in there. Who the hell knows? That's the way it goes. All right. So anyhow, let's talk about our full picks for the whole day. I got a trifecta box again, 5, 9, 11, 13. Our full picks today look like this. The 8 horse, Tacoma race number 2. In race number 1, the 7 horse. So 8. So that means either the 4 or the 1 is going to win the next race, Terry. That's the way that plays out. And then it looks like the 1 is a sure shot in race number 4. And then it's going to be the 2 or the 10 in race number 5. And then it's up for grabs, folks. Again, tomorrow, Tom and I will be together for Shatin, some Hong Kong racing. Always a lot of fun to do that. Race number 3, no bets. Race number 4, I got a trifecta going in there. Race number 5, another trifecta. Race number 6, the late pick 4. Race number 7, another trifecta. Race 8, Terry's best bets. an exacta key box for me, and then an exacta trifecta to close it out as well. Again, free picks today at Guaranteed Tip Sheet for Sam Houston. You can get that in the link in the description. You can pull up our data sheet in the link in the description on YouTube as well. In just a minute, we'll timestamp every race. You can come back and watch them at your leisure or leisure, depending upon how you pronounce that word, tomato. Terry, what about some great thoughts of wisdom before we get out of here for the weekend?
Well, I hope everybody is doing really well and enjoying preparing for the Kentucky Derby and the Oaks next week. It's going to be a fun week, and I hope
it's not
for you, but for a lot of the other people it will. So anyway, and I hope that once we get our sheets out there for the Derby and that, you guys will take a look at it and see what you think. And other than that, have a great rest of the day. I'll see you next week.
And we're going to demand that you subscribe to them is what we're going to do. If you don't subscribe to them, we're going to block you. How about that?
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, no matter what you're doing between here and the time we get together tomorrow for Shot 10, or Terry and I back for Monday. Again, we'll be off Tuesday. Back to work on Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday we'll have some form of international exposure and some thoughts about the Derby. So you're going to want to make sure you tune in and catch all that by hitting the subscribe button, the share button, the like button. Any interactivity helps boost our search engine scores, which means more people are likely to find us. No matter what you're doing for the rest of this day, we hope it's filled with God's grace, God's favor, and everything ends up in the
winner's circle.
Yes. See you tomorrow for Shot 10. Till then, make it a blessed, terrific Terry Thursday.